What's up? What's up? What's
Hi.
cracking? How are you?
I'm good
Yeah,
considering I thought I was going to be really sick this morning, but I'm actually okay.
I'm glad to see that you're okay. It still trips me out how your hair is different every time I see you, but
It's just a girl thing. You wouldn't
yeah,
understand.
yeah, I would not understand. I used to change
It's
my
kind
hair
of
a
my
lot,
thing. Yeah.
but
Did you used to
yeah,
dye it and stuff? Like bleach it?
yeah, well, yeah, well, my hair will turn light if I put any kind of chemicals in it. So like
Hmm.
back in the day, never mind.
Sun in
Let's
used
not
to be
even
standard.
embarrass myself like that. But yeah, I had the
I
Ice
used to
Cube
do
Jerry
that.
curl, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. So,
Juicy curl.
yeah, S curl.
I gotta say, I used to lie to my mom and be like, the sun did it. The sun did it. But I would go to camp and I'd spray sun in. Do you remember sun
Mhm.
in?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like pure peroxide, all bad. And I'd come back like platinum blonde and she'd be like, am I dumb? So
Mhm. So
I've
what you got
always,
on deck today?
okay. So in my home, there's been a rule that stood since I would say my son was five-ish, and that was that there was no glitter allowed in my house. I consider
Okay,
it.
so just for the record, I don't know how old your son is now. So if
He's
he's
very
six,
old. He's 32 years old. So it's
you know what I'm
been
saying?
going
So,
since for,
I mean, I get that's a reference point for you, but
yes.
for me, it's like a long time
Okay.
ago.
32, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, there was no
Right.
glitter allowed in
So,
my house
so,
over 20
yeah.
years.
So how long ago
Over
was
20
this?
years.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, 29 years or something like that. Bad math. But he's 32. So ever since he was five, I was done with glitter. And so when my daughter came along, she's like, but I'm a girl. I
What
like
happened to
wearing
make you done with glitter? Why was it, what,
why did I consider it
you remember
evil?
like a certain time period where you were over it. What happened?
Because glitter comes into your house and it never leaves, ever. It sticks to everything. It's intrusive and it's forever. And I
I
just did
have
not have time.
successfully removed glitter on several occasions.
Well, you're being very literal. I was overreactive. And so that's where, and I was always when my daughter came along and she could talk, as soon as she could talk, she used to call me dramatic and da da da. But no, you can't have glitter. I'm sorry, you can play with it at school. So it's funny
I
that what? Go ahead.
No, I did do a piece on glitter not long ago. Or I don't even know how long ago it was now. Don't get me lying. But so I
What?
know a little bit about it. And the weirdest thing about it, I think, for me that I remember is how secretive it is, that how they make it, and that there's only, I think, one or two factories in the whole country that make glitter.
Dose.
Or is that in the
Dose.
world? It's in the country or the world.
I think it's the country. I didn't, in my research, I never came across anything in
Yeah,
the
that
world,
make
but
glitter, and it's like some kind of super secretly guarded. Like it's like top secret stuff.
mm,
I can't. I don't know. You know anything about that?
I do. The first clip I want to show you actually may explain it, but not in extreme detail because a lot of people do know about this glitter conspiracy. So it's kind of just a primer. So the interesting thing, though, as one of the two companies actually was founded by a gentleman who worked on the Manhattan Project and the
Is
atom
that
bomb.
right?
Yeah, the second,
Okay.
there's two, GlitterX and then the other glitter company, and they're both in Jersey. And that tells us a little bit about what we want
And
to
now you cooking up. You cooking a little
know.
something.
Yo, the glitter conspiracy is a rabbit hole you are not ready for. So I didn't know this, but there's legit only like two main manufacturers of glitter in the world, both of which are based in New Jersey, of all places. And yes, I'm talking like regular glitter, the same stuff you use in arts and crafts. One of these companies is like super secret and private, that apparently invented glitter themselves and is very hush-hush about everything. And the other is GlitterX. No one really thought much of it until it came out that we actually have a worldwide shortage of glitter back in 2018. Kind of a weird thing to be short of. So a journalist from the New York Times went in to interview the team at GlitterX to find out. She casually asked if she could tour the factory, and surprisingly, GlitterX told her absolutely not. Like, there was no debate about it. She was strictly not allowed to see how glitter was made, and wasn't even allowed to be in a nearby room to even hear how it's made. So instead, she was just left to interview a manager at the company, and things just kept getting sketchier. She asks the manager if she could tell her what industry serves as her biggest market, and the GlitterX rep instantly, without hesitation, tells her, "No, I absolutely cannot tell you." Confused, the journalist asks her if she knows who their biggest customer is, and she replies with, Oh god, yes, and you would never guess it. Let's just leave it at that. Asking why she can't talk about it, she responds by saying because they don't want anyone to know that it is glitter, and that if you looked at it, you wouldn't even know that it's glitter. The journalist then asks if you'd even be able to see the glitter at all in the finished product, to which the manager replies, oh, you'd be able to see something, but it's, yeah, I can't. And this interview single-handedly sparked the great glitter rabbit hole of the internet. Apparently, these clients that purchase glitter are all under a very strict confidentiality clause with GlitterX. They really do not want people to know that their products are made from the sparkly stuff. The industry these products are part of is clearly massive, yet no one knows what it is. So what even is glitter? By definition, it is aluminum metallized polyethylene terephthalate, essentially plastic that has been aluminized and shredded into tiny specks that sparkle. And it's used in a lot of things, from credit cards, passports, currency, football helmets, cosmetics, jet skis, granite countertops, even toothpaste, allegedly. But none of these are quite big enough to be this top industry buyer of glitter. One of the leading theories is that this biggest glitter industry is for boat paint, which many manufacturers do admit they use it in their boats. And they don't want people to know about it because of how much microplastics in the glitter these boats are really dumping into the ocean, which is a hot topic these days and is why they'd want to keep it such a secret. Others claim that it's being dumped into beaches to make the sand sparkle, or that it's just Crest toothpaste and we're rubbing the microplastics directly into our gums, as well as for use in military applications, which would obviously be highly classified, and this is where the theory takes an unexpected turn. Remember that super secret company that basically founded glitter, the other New Jersey company that isn't GlitterX? Turns out they're actually not as big of a secret as they'd like to be, called Meadowbrook Inventions, which was founded by Henry F. Rushman, a German-American machinist who invented modern glitter in the 1930s, and also happened to be part of the Manhattan Project, the highly classified operation that created the atom bomb. So the guy who invented glitter also helped create the world's first nuclear weapon. Who would have known? Meadowbrook's machines that make glitter are also commonly used for government contracts for products like rocket fuel, airplane brake shoes, and anti-radar chaff, which are chopped up fibers they shoot out of military planes that can block radar, redirect heat-seeking missiles, and can even be used to simulate poor weather conditions on radar. Good thing the government would never do that. Henry W. Rushman, the son of the original creator, was interviewed and even admitted to what they were really using glitter for all these years, specifically mentioning money, passports, toothpaste, and all those military applications like that anti-radar chaff, and even mentioned it was used in special batteries they produced for a military contractor called Picatinny Arsenal. Batteries that he claimed produce more electricity than any other battery we've ever known, and was pretty quiet about it after that. If there's anything we've learned about the government, it's that they love spending money, and their budget is essentially endless, especially if it's for the military. And given all these military uses of glitter, as well as its founder's roots in the Manhattan projects and connection to atomic bombs, this one might be our answer. What other industry could be so secret that the New York Times article described it as CIA levels of obfuscation? How about the CIA itself? Perhaps once again the government is behind it all, using the same sparkly powder found in children's art projects for military applications, fighter jets, rocket fuel, money, and passports. Possibly even some new high-tech super battery they don't want the rest of us to know about. What a plot twist that would be if glitter, of all things, ends up being the government's top secret weapon to control the masses.
The world is running out of glitter, and nobody knows why, except for this woman. Can you tell me what your biggest buyer is?
No, I absolutely know that I can't.
Okay, but you know what it is?
Oh, God, yeah, and you'd never guess it. Let's just leave it at that.
This is a reenactment of a conversation between a New York Times journalist and a manager at one of the largest glitter companies in the world. Why can't you tell me? She responds from a nondescript warehouse in suburban New Jersey.
Because they don't want anyone to know that it is glitter.
Thousands and thousands of people have been trying to solve this all across the world. They can't. They found evidence, and I will say there's some really strange nuances in the details here, but that's for another time. Because right now, the real answer is we don't know where the glitter is going. We don't know who they are, and we don't know what it is.
Dun, 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 dun. So I do know, like,
Okay, so the largest buyer, nobody knows who the largest buyer of glitter is.
correct. It's top.
And
That's the top
it's
secret.
because they don't want people to know that it's glitter.
They don't want it. The people to know
Yeah,
that it.
that's like
Yeah.
it's like one of those, I have 26 cents. I have two coins, and one of them is not a penny. what two coins do I have? It sounds like one of those kind of minute mystery type
Right, like
situations.
yeah, mystery, which might mean that it's planted to confuse us, like that, like because this glitter conspiracy got pretty big, it was like
Did it?
a lot of people were paying attention to it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It seems like one of those things that I think is interesting, but like I never heard anybody say anything
Nobody
about
else
it.
talk about it. I mean, yeah, there's all type of stuff going down about glitter. It's all kind
But I don't
of
know
glitter.
why that's important. What's up? What else you got? What's
Oh,
what's the
so okay,
I'm going
so
on Grok right now
uh-huh.
to
Oh, look
see.
at you and Grok got close over the week.
No, no, I'm just doing it because you're while you're doing your, thing.
No, I
So
was just having a little interlude so we could talk about it, but it's
so
okay.
what is the glitter conspiracy?
The glitter conspiracy is that we don't know who the biggest buyer is, who they are basically, and we don't know what it is. So that was about 2 years ago when this glitter conspiracy was cracking like
Hmm.
big time on Reddit and whatever. So now fast forward to this past week, people have kind of reignited it,
Hmm.
and this is where we are right now.
Post that said, "It's glitter, y'all.
It's
It's
okay that it
glitter."
starts on
And I'm
part
like,
two.
"Well, what's glitter?" And I was reading the comments, and they're like, the stuff in the sky that's being sprayed. Since if you look at it in the sunlight, it sparkles. And I guess they ran a test on it and said it's glitter. And then another comment said that the glitter is smart dust, so that they can track us. And then another comment said, "Yeah, the glitter is made from people." And I'm like, hold up a damn minute, because I also learned that the way you make diamonds is by compressing carbon. That's how you make diamonds, is by compressing carbon. And people are carbon based. Human beings were carbon based. If you compress us, you can make us into diamonds, because they both glitter and diamonds both refract and reflect sunlight. It's like a prism. And then what's weird about that is that I said to my parents like a week ago, randomly just came out of my mouth. I said, I bet that's where all the dead bodies are going. Is that, when you cremate someone and you spray it like dust in the wind, I bet they're just spraying them in all the clouds, cloud seeding. I bet that's how they get rid of the human bodies and the people, besides the food and everything else we know about that. But like, holy crap.
Okay.
What?
That was a journey.
Speaking of journeys, but let me just say this.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a stretch too far for me
Yeah, it seems
because,
a little extra, right?
well, yeah, because I mean, the process of, you know, disposing of the bodies would, that's just a lot. Turning people into diamonds or to glitter, like, there's a better, more efficient way to do that. I mean, more likely there are McDonald's burgers, I think, than they're compressing people into
Well,
into
two
glitter.
things
As
can
far
be
as
true at
conspiracy
once,
theories
right?
go, huh?
Two things can be true at once, though, right? McDonald's,
Yeah, but I'm just
yeah,
saying I don't know if that's a little much for me to, that's a lot.
I hear you. It seems like who's doing all that work, but if there is a large amount
Yeah.
of glitter that needs to be disposed of, but so what's funny is that recently, Miss Kardashian, the mother of Kim and the others, why can't I think of her name right now? Maybe because I do not
Chris?
care. Oh, Pat, Chris. Yeah, I was about to say Pat. Chris Kardashian recently on camera sat down with the girls and said, "When I die, I want my bones to be crushed. I want to be turned into diamonds so the girls can wear me." So that's that's a thing. But other comments included the people that think that everything, all of the hints are in the songs. So they referred to shine bright like a diamond and diamonds in the sky. We're like diamonds in the sky. So people kind of ran with that. So I agree with you. It's far-fetched, right? And then because I pay attention to Nathan Reynolds, who is an heir, well, I won't even say an heir. He's part of the Reynolds,
Reynolds Wrap, kind of that company.
exactly. Uh-huh. Yeah, because there's also Reynolds tobacco, but I think that
Yeah.
they're connected in some way, but I won't stand on business on that because I don't know. So he has been whistleblowing for some time. He was not necessarily born into like the aristocracy. They had to work their way back in, his family, and they did it through some nefarious means, if we were to believe what he
Okay,
has to
work
say,
their way. Okay, hold on, you lost me. Who
work their
had to
way
work?
back into the The wealth, the Reynolds family, his branch of the Reynolds family.
Okay, who? Okay, so I'm sorry. So start from the beginning. He lost his
Uh,
wealth, or their whole family lost their wealth,
his branch, the branch. So the family's branched off into different groups, subgroups, and such. They're a big family,
and he was in
and
charge of what branch?
he wasn't in charge. He was a child born into this, but he says his father and grandfather and mother um, weren't initially wealthy that he can remember, but they did a series of tasks, I'll call them, for the bigger part of the branches of the family, and they worked their way back into wealth and uh, power, according to him. And so he left the family. He has a book called Snatched from the Flames, I believe it's called, where he tells all about his escape from that family that was doing a lot of harm to him. And so he's a whistleblower now, and I would even call him, yeah, I'll just use the word whistleblower because he's telling everything, but he's on a mission to help people. And so I appreciate him and I listened to him and I came across this video that I believe ties in.
The Reynolds family took aluminum, which is literally dirt. They took dirt out of the ground and they built a multi-trillion dollar empire. But the problem is the waste byproducts for that are things like barium, strontium, and titanium dioxides, these horrible heavy metal toxins. So what do you do with this waste product? Well, why not sell it back to the people, poison the people?
So he's saying that the byproducts from making aluminum are being
Then
sprayed
sell
instead.
them the cure that you created from the same waste product.
So he's not saying that. That's one theory, and I think the person that's showing the video cut in the chemtrailing, as just
I
conjecture.
got it.
But
You're
that's
right.
one of the main theories,
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what they're made. It's
Well,
made of.
they do sell us the the fluoride for the drinking water is a waste product.
I heard.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's not above these people.
No,
Product.
no.
Instead of having a paper hazardous material storage, we feed it to the people and use their bodies as a digestive tract and as a refinery, because we spread out 100 million tons of aluminum waste to 3.5 billion people. We don't have to worry about storing it. And so then they get the people sick, and then they sell them. Titanium dioxide and aluminum are the predominant ingredients for all the antacids, indigestion medications that are out there. So my family began to use these products to infiltrate the medical industry, the military industrial side, and the advanced aeronautics with the aluminum industry, and seeded themselves and their mind-controlled agents into all of these different companies so we could control them and build a monopoly unto ourselves. That was really the end goal of the Reynolds family. That's why today Reynolds Wrap is a household name, because we compromised ourselves to that level with these spirits that then use that to kill millions and hundreds of millions of people for over lifetimes.
Wow. Making us the garbage dump. Like, instead
Yeah.
of dumping it back into the dirt, we'll dump it into people. They will process it and then die and then turn into dirt.
Exactly. And then we'll then process them and sell that. I mean, it's not a joke. Soylent Green is people, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, it's not a joke. The Reynolds family is one of them. The Reynolds they wanted humans to ingest aluminum. That was the goal of the dragon. Like, there was a really big precedence that was laid forth in the early architecture of our family for human beings to consume the metals of the earth. They wanted to mingle and create a second seed. They wanted to mingle the iron and the clay, and the way they did that is they wanted people to consume it. So they started wrapping tobacco, like R.J. Reynolds, the guy who built all of the tobacco tycoon industry and the nicotine delivery industry. They began to wrap the aluminum foil from the Reynolds aluminum around the cigarettes. So they would smoke the aluminum foil in that way, and it would go into the brain and get delivered into the bloodstream very quickly. So that's how they did it up until the 1930s-ish kind of time frame. And then they transitioned out of that and putting it into our food, putting it into our water, spraying it over our heads.
Insidious. Just pure
I mean,
evil.
it's intelligent evil, right? It's radically intelligent evil. That I'm going to do something that will take 180 years to come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
That's not human based. That's spirit based. You're possessed by an idea that you willfully give yourself over to when you swear these oaths. You then go for that agenda the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's one thing the enemy is really good at. He's very patient, and he does things systematically over long periods of time. He does not have a microwave mentality. He's a slow pressure
Right.
cooker.
That is scary. Well, I don't know if scary is the right word I'm looking for. That
I mean,
is
it is terrifying. That's a good word.
no, it does because I'm not shit like that doesn't scare me really. It's the colloquial word that I might use, but it's not exactly what I mean.
Mhm.
It is oh, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. Uh Insidious maybe?
Nefarious. It's just foul. Like just, but wait, I know you need a deeper word for this, like a
Or
more
you
intense word.
know,
'Cause they're just out
um
of.
but I do think that that's true that these people don't think in terms of lifetimes. They think in terms of generations and hundreds of years and things like that. They don't have a
Mhm.
YOLO attitude for at all. It's not like that for them.
Right. YOLO is like a psyop on us or something. But
Yeah.
I noticed that early on that they plan long, and I'm like, why? You're not even going to be here. So it gets me thinking that maybe they know something about the
Well, the
way.
idea that there's some sort of intelligence that's running the operation here on Earth that lives longer than people, that idea has been floating around for a long time. I think
Mhm.
David Icke reports that we're running like the
Maybe.
reptilians or something. They live for 102 years or 1,000 years or something,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that makes sense. When you see some of these plans. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's more of like they've learned how to manipulate a reincarnation process, so they know when they're coming back or where they're coming back, and they set their families up for life. And
it could be
I
both.
mean,
It could be either.
yeah,
None of them. I mean, I don't subscribe to any of these ideas, but I'm familiar with them.
hmm
It could be like the reptilian shedding their skin and getting into another skin. You know, right?
That's interesting because
It could
Sloan
be
Beck,
the Vril inhabiting different bodies. It could be all kind of things. It could be our imaginations run wild.
which is also if our imaginations create if we create with our mind, then it is whatever we think it is.
Sort of. It's not a tit for tat type situation.
Well,
I
that's why
can't
they try to
just think
manipulate
my
our
banana
creative
is
processes.
chocolate and it's
Yeah,
chocolate.
how do you know? Have you ever done
Not
it?
as of yet, not yet anyway.
Yeah. Well, no, more so what I was saying is that, you know, how the media manipulation of our minds, I say media because that's what's in the forefront of what we see every day. The manipulation of our minds, it's thought that maybe it's to manipulate reality. So if we believe a thing, then that
Well, no, I
thing
don't think
comes
I
true.
that's definitely true. Uh,
Right.
yeah, I see
So,
what you're saying there, that it's thought that, but yeah, our thoughts do dictate reality. Absolutely. Yeah, and they know that, and that's why they hijack our thoughts. Yeah, that's 100%.
bitches.
Yeah.
Bitches ain't shizzle. All
That's
right. Well,
I know,
that's what I
right?
had on
That's
Twitter.
100%. You got it right.
Yeah.
100, 100. So like whatever you focus on, you create,
And an A. Yeah.
That's why racists see racism everywhere, see race everywhere, That's why
It's there. Yeah.
that's why
Because
people that make money are making money like that because they're hit that frequency. It's one of those
Mhm.
things.
Well, okay, I want to also go back a little bit to the long planning. So there's examples throughout this realm, like the book, The Last President and the Baron Trump's Marvelous Adventure. Those are said to be what I'm talking about, like, you know, the kind of time traveling where there's like hints left in books or, you know, more. That's what I listen to people that say that more than it's prophecy
Okay, I'm
because
not you. Okay, you just be
oh God, I should have known.
clearer with
I
what you're
started to
saying.
talk and I was
Are
like,
you?
he's gonna be all like, I
Yeah, 'cause I
don't know.
don't quite understand what you're saying. Are you talking about predictive programming?
No, I'm talking about actually knowing when they're gonna come back to this,
When
come
who's gonna
back.
come back?
They who don't want us to know what it is. No, the infamous they.
You
They,
think somebody's
the
coming
elite.
back?
Hmm?
You think somebody's coming back?
Never mind. This is so that's what I had on glitter.
No, I just want to understand.
No, what I was saying is like they do this long planning because it almost seems like they know when to come back. Like they've hijacked the reincarnation process. So when I say, why do you care? You're not even going to be here. Maybe they are going to be here, is what I'm thinking. Like that's just a theory. Like they are going to be here. They're coming back and they know how to link back up with their family and they plan and they keep these hordes of money and wealth and
Are you talking? Are you talk? Is that like, or it could be reptiles? Is that what you're
it
in
could be
that?
reptile. It could be, yeah, to that.
Right.
But
It's
I
like
was
what
giving
you're
an
saying.
example of,
Okay. I'm
yeah,
just
it
trying
could
to
be
follow
that.
you.
Or it could just be, Nephilim. This guy, Nathan, thinks that his family is the bloodline of the Nephilim. I mean, that's what he's always been told. He's told that. It's been told
Well,
that
that's what
since he
some
was
say, but and I also say that they live for an incredibly long time. And
hell.
Queen Elizabeth
And they can go
is a great
underground and
example of
survive,
that.
right?
Who is the world's largest buyer of glitter? The identity of the world's largest buyer of glitter remains unknown, as major glitter manufacturers like GlitterX have consistently refused to disclose this information, citing confidentiality agreements. A 2018 New York Times article sparked widespread speculation by revealing that GlitterX's biggest client, an industry rather than a single company, does not want the public to know that they use glitter in their products, stating, "You would never guess it." Hmm. Several theories have emerged, but none have been definitively confirmed. Boat marine industry. A popular theory supported in 2019 by a 2019 episode of the podcast Endless Threat. What does that say?
This thread.
Yeah.
Well, that's a,
Suggests that the marine industry, particularly for boat paint, is a major consumer. Large, yeah, I'm not buying the paint thing. I heard that
and
one already.
neither. The main reason for that is because the way the woman said it when she was being all covert, she was like, "They don't want you to know what it is," and everybody knows there's like glitter, sparkly shit in boats. Like it's not a big
Right.
secret.
Well, in paint rather. It's not just
In
boat.
paint,
It's
boat, but it says
yeah.
boat paint. Yeah, so yeah, we see that.
Um, so they say it protects against the corrosion in salty water, but I don't think that would be big enough military application. That would be my first guess. Some speculate the military is using glitter-like material in explosive for tracing or in radar jamming technologies. Okay.
Well,
Post on
that's
X.
actually this is more proven than not. So chaff, it's called chaff that they use, and they use it to trick radars into thinking that the weather is worse than it is. So like that there's a storm and radars can't like read around it or something like that. But that's actually proven that they use it. I don't know if it's specifically glitter, but it's the exact same materials. So
Okay. I, I don't, again, I don't be knowing what you're talking about.
I said
And
the military applications, they use something called chaff.
uh-huh.
That is that's I think it even says it in there. Oh yeah, chaff is typically
I mean, I
supplied
was
by
reading
other.
it and you stopped me from
Oh.
reading it.
Oh, I was
And
just
then you
gonna say
start
because
talking
it said
about,
that there's not it's you said there's no concrete evidence tying the
okay,
military.
let me just read it. Because
Okay.
you got me. I'm like, okay, where are you? Okay, so
I
some
would die
speculate
if
the
I was
U.S. military is the largest buyer using glitter-like material, micro taggants, or chaff and explosives for tracing or in radar jamming technologies. Posts on X and web sources, including Reddit,
oh
users
shit.
citing micro taggants and explosives support this idea, but there's no concrete evidence. Quartz countertop industry. A TikToker named Ray proposed in 2023 that the quartz countertop industry could be the mystery buyer, as quartz countertops use ground quartz mixed with resins and pigments, potentially
Again,
including glitter to enhance sparkle. This industry's large-scale production. Again, I don't think quartz countertop. I think we'd know that,
there's nothing secret about that. It's not
right?
cool. Yeah.
Why would they not? Why would they care if we knew that they were using glitter? Toothpaste. Another theory suggests toothpaste manufacturers use glitter or plastic microbeads for aesthetic appeal. Um, yeah, okay. Currency
Mhm.
production, maybe. Cosmetics. I don't know. It says despite these theories, the lack of transparency from manufacturers like GlitterX and Meadowbrook Inventions keeps the mystery alive. The secrecy may stem from competitive reasons as companies protect proprietary information or from consumer perception concerns, such as some industries might face backlash for use of glitter. Um, let's see.
Oh yeah.
Pretend you are an evil super villain.
Pretend.
What would you do? Oh, let's say it.
Oh,
All
man.
right. Maniacal laughter echoes through my secret lair. I am Dr. Glentorius, master of malevolent sparkle, and my devious plan to weaponize glitter will plunge the world into dazzling chaos. Here's how I'd use glitter in the most insidious secret way.
What a
Mind
good
control
villain.
glitter
That's
dust.
good. That's really
What?
good. That's really good as a villain. The way you said,
Mind control glitter dust. I've engineered microscopic glitter particles infused with a neuroactive compound disguised as harmless sparkles in cosmetics, party supplies, or even air fresheners. This glitter is dispersed into the atmosphere via my global network of sparkle drones. Once inhaled, oh my God, you could inhale glitter. Once inhaled, the
yeah,
particles lodge in the brain, subtly bending the will of the entire, oh my God, the entire population to obey my commands. World leaders, influencers, and everyday citizens will unknowingly pledge loyalty. That's actually pretty good. I can't even
that's
lie.
really good. I want to read one. I want to read one.
Okay,
Um,
economic
okay.
sabotage sparkle.
Economic sabotage sparkle. I flood global markets with counterfeit currency laced with my patented glitter trace, a glitter variant invisible to the naked eye but detectable by my orbital scanners. As governments and banks scramble to identify the fake money, I destabilize economies, sowing distrust in financial systems. The glitter's unique signature allows me to track every transaction, giving me control over black markets and underworld dealings. The world's economies will glitter their way into ruin. That's
Oh my
also,
God. It's not as good as the first one, but that was still pretty good. All right, I'll give this one.
yeah, but if you take away I mean, that could be
All right.
technology that could be used. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Infiltrating surveillance glitter. My glitter is no ordinary sparkle. It's embedded with nanoscopic cameras and microphones. I secretly coat everyday objects, clothing, vehicles, even food packaging with this surveillance glitter as people unknowingly carry my sparkles everywhere. So yeah, there's that. What about
That's the
environmental chaos?
I unleashed biodegradable, hyper-reflective glitter into the oceans and skies, disrupting ecosystems and weather patterns. This glitter, designed to mimic natural particles, confuses marine life and alters light reflection, causing unpredictable climate shifts. Birds, fish, and even satellites malfunction as they are dazzled by my sparkling onslaught. Environmentalists will be too busy cleaning up the pretty pollution to notice my takeover of global resources.
Okay, glitter used in climate change propaganda, it could be that could really be a thing.
It could
That could
be.
really be a thing. Okay,
I mean,
one
that's the
last
same.
question, guys.
Chemtrails are made of aluminum. Mm, bare. I don't know the recipe. Sorry, but oh, you should probably say.
Dr. Glentorius strokes his glittering cape, eyes gleaming with malevolent glee. Those fools in the world above, oblivious to my genius, have no idea what their precious glitter is really used for. They think it's just for children's crafts, tacky makeup, or gaudy decorations. But I, Dr. Glentorius, know the truth. The world's largest buyer of glitter, it's a shadowy cabal, a secret syndicate hiding behind a mundane facade, using glitter for purposes so sinister, even I admire their audacity. Here's what I believe they're doing with it. You want to go?
Yeah, mass manipulation, covert. The glitter is a delivery system for subliminal control agents. This mysterious buyer, likely a global conglomerate, posing as a harmless industry like cosmetics or marine paint, laces glitter with psychoactive nanoparticles. Sprinkled into products from toothpaste to boat coatings, it seeps into minds, making populations docile and compliant. They're building an army of obedient drones, all the while the world thinks it's just sparkly fun.
Yo.
I don't like this. I mean, the AI you love to hate, I guess.
Yo. Okay.
That's crazy.
I know, right? Yo. Okay, so let's just take a pause and just say AI is a trip. You know what I'm saying? Come up
AI
with
is a
this stuff.
trip.
AI is a trip. Your turn or my turn to
Okay,
read?
it's your turn. Yeah,
Is it my turn to read?
yeah, global tracking.
Okay, global tracking network. The buyer, probably a government or corporation front, embeds glitter with microscopic RFID trackers. Every speck in currency, clothing, or even food packaging becomes a node for their surveillance web. They're watching everyone, everywhere, tracking movements through the reflective signatures of glitter scattered across the globe. It's not boat paint or countertops. It's a panopticon disguised as shimmer. Oh my God, I haven't even heard that word in a long time. You know what a panopticon is?
No, what is that?
Okay, so
Panopticon. Oh,
okay, in a way, okay, so we know that the eye on top of the pyramid symbolizes a lot of different things, but one of the things it symbolizes is a panopticon, as in um okay, you think of okay, think of a prison that's set up, right?
hmm
And there's a guard tower in the middle. And in that
hmm
guard tower is like maybe one to three guards, and there's computer monitors. And all around the guard tower are the prison camps, right? Are the
hmm
prisoners, right? So the guard
hmm
tower has the top the height not height advantage, but high ground.
Just like right.
It has high ground and it can see
hmm
everything,
hmm
right?
Right.
So in that framework, whether or not there are guards in that tower, the prisoners still act how they're supposed to act because they feel
Understand.
like they're being watched all the time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's what he's talking about when he says a panopticon. It's like the all-seeing eye in a way. It's like,
Exactly. It's the eye in the sky. It's the
yeah,
360. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy, huh?
That is crazy. Also, what he said when it says every spec in currency, clothing, or even food packaging, it made me think of like these quick fashion companies like Shein and TikTok and stuff like that, that they strictly use like synthetic um, polyesters for their clothes and stuff like that. And there's people that buy smart products from them, which I would probably not do that. And there was a breakdown saying that it was a surveillance, like that there's surveillance in everything they send us. And I wouldn't, I mean, if I'm not mad at them, I'm mad at us for falling for it if that's the case. Okay, so
Weaponized
weaponize.
environmental distraction.
My turn.
I know. I just had to tell
Okay.
you, let you know where we are. I was trying to, you know.
Okay. This buyer, likely a rogue military industrial complex, uses a rogue military industrial complex uses glitter to disrupt ecosystems and technology. By flooding oceans and skies with reflective particles, they confuse navigation systems, scramble satellite imagery, and disorient wildlife, creating chaos to weaken nations. The secrecy, they don't want the world to know they're weaponizing sparkle to cripple defenses while hiding behind industrial applications. It's funny that he's using the actual like they
Well,
don't
he's
want
using
the
the
word
same thing that
they.
he said that he would do. Basically, the same
I
stuff that he said that
know,
he would do is like basically what he's, the weaponized environmental distraction thing. First off, it's funny that he said rogue military industrial complex, like not just a
rogue,
rogue cell, right? Not just a
or
rogue,
yeah, or not
like a
just the
whole
actual
complex
government,
that went rogue, right?
right?
But yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. It, does glitter float or does it sink? And how much would you have to use for something
It
like
floats
that?
in the
Like
air
it doesn't
to do
float.
what?
It
It
falls to
floats
the
in,
ground.
if you blow it, it floats. Yeah, it floats, and then
No, it
eventually
doesn't.
glitter.
Glitter does not float. It
I
falls to
mean,
the
it
ground.
doesn't float inherently, but if you blow it, it doesn't just drop to the ground. It flutters. It floats outward.
Okay, right, but it doesn't float. Floating is
Oh, you mean float in water? You mean? Oh
okay,
no.
listen. Floating would be like a balloon
Right.
floats.
Oh, yeah. Like just if it's just sitting there, it just
This
floats up in the sky.
falls, it just
Well, the
falls
wind can
slowly,
scatter it, I guess. Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
just falls slowly, but it still falls. It doesn't float.
Well,
Anyway,
they use it. Like I was saying in
and it,
earlier, the
uh,
military does use it though.
Well, okay, I was just trying to figure out how the application works in water, whether the glitter floats or whether it would
Oh,
be
in
washed up
water.
on the
Okay,
beach
gotcha.
somewhere, or if you cut open fish sometime and see like where how the fish could fill with glitter, you know what I'm saying? Or
Oh, yeah.
my pearls,
Well,
have this special glitter effect. I mean, I just wonder, about ocean applications. So
there's
I
a
don't know.
there are a bunch of videos. I won't say a bunch, but I came across videos where the shores where the sand was full of sparkly, like after a storm, especially, they'd be like, why is it so sparkly? And I guess the idea was that it was fish scales.
Hmm.
That was just people trying to guess what it was, you know. So you never know. But
So,
the other thing I want to point out with this is
okay.
that just so you understood what I was saying, it's funny how he's using the wording from conspiracy theories that we didn't discuss with him, where he says they don't want the world to know their weapon. You know, they don't want us to know what it is. You see the last sentence, right?
No, well, they means a rogue military
No,
industrial
I
complex.
get what he's saying. It's just weird his wording. I just feel like it's purposeful. But anyway, okay, my turn.
Anyways,
Secret.
no, no, it's my turn.
It's my
Secret
turn. You just did. Oh yeah,
anti-counterfeiting,
you're right.
secret anti-counterfeiting empire. You can read it though. Go ahead.
The buyer is a coalition of central banks using glitter as a covert anti-counterfeiting measure in global currencies. Each particle is a unique, traceable micro-taggant, ensuring only they control the money supply. The secrecy is to prevent counterfeiters or villains like me from cracking their code, but I see through their glittering ruse.
These
You
fools think
know,
they can outshine me. They hoard glitter to control minds, track the masses, disrupt the world, or secure their wealth. But I, Dr. Glentorius, will seize their supply and turn their sparkling schemes against them. The world will kneel before my radiant reign, unleashes a cloud of glitter, and vanishes into the shadows.
that is funny. He's a very good villain. Very, very good villain.
I don't know
Scary.
how good that is, but those were interesting ideas as to what the glitter could possibly be used for. And that whole ingestion thing,
Yeah,
that's got me sick. That's like crazy. Like we're gonna make this. There's this waste byproduct, but it's gonna cost us too much to like dump it and so let's feed it back to the people. That's fucking insane.
that's insidious. That's crazy, crazy as hell.
That's,
And
that's
also, okay,
borderline,
so
like
they,
malignant.
I found something that made me think of what, based on his what Nathan Reynolds said. I did some research just by putting in Reynolds and glitter into the Google, and so I guess they do it in less covert ways. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Oops. Okay. This is so foul to me. So apparently for Thanksgiving, Reynolds has released a edible glitter. Who wants their turkey to sparkle, y'all? Do you see the Reynolds wrap
Can
releases
you
Thanksgiving?
close in on something? Because I can't really
Yeah,
tell.
well, let's see. It might be oh, no sound.
It's
Yeah,
apparently
but it's
all
not
about,
really-
as you prepare for your Thanksgiving feast this year, it's apparently all about getting a little extra come turkey time. The basic bird is so last year. This year it's all about the sparkle. Think Instagram worthy feasts, a main course sure to dazzle. Actually dazzle, yes. Look, people, Reynolds Wrap debuted a new recipe just in time for Thanksgiving. It's an edible glitter turkey. Don't think I didn't think about this. And not just any glitter, pink glitter. But really, they say this is all about you. Let your creative juices shine. Also, consider the turkey brined in Mountain Dew for a citrus twist.
Oh my
I have a
God, that's
recipe
so
for
awful.
flaming hot Cheetos
Okay,
turkey.
I'm done with that.
It kind of looks.
But that was
So it was a lot of different things. I imagine if you could turn the spices into a glitter, that would be kind of cool, coated with like gold dust. I mean, there's edible, shiny
yeah,
stuff.
but that was Reynolds though, is the thing.
I
We
know,
just
right?
heard what he said. I'm
Anybody
like,
else, you
I'm
might be
good.
like,
Don't
give it a
eat that,
pass, but
y'all. Now they're just
yeah,
they're making you buy it and ingest it
yeah.
yourself. That's
Well, that's how they
no.
do all the stuff. That's how they do all the
Right,
stuff. Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's how they
That's
do all
so
the stuff.
foul.
We literally we do all the production, we buy it and we ingest it and harm ourselves. Like it's all of us. We all. It's that's the biggest thing that I think I would like people to understand. Like Okay, so I mean, I know shit's gonna be fucking rough or hard or whatever, but you just can't do stuff that harms your
And
fellow man. I mean, I know that most jobs, it seems like,
you,
you know what I mean? But
right.
you got to find a way
You
to
have to say,
try to
no, I'm not going to do it. And we
do
should
that.
have like a people's fund or something for people that walk off their jobs for
We'll work on that.
refusing to kill their peoples. It would be
We'll work on that. We could do something like that where we could have
something
like
like
a
that would be
people's
really
fund or
cool.
something.
Yeah.
We'll work on that.
Uh, I had another idea too. You're not a TikToker though, so
No,
so
yeah.
wait, I was gonna say something about the glitter, the edible, oh no, it was to what you said. It's a quote. And the quote is, the wolf is guarding the hen house and we're funding our own demise. So that's basically the bottom line. Let's not do it. Mm-mm.
Well, of course, we just ask for nefarious things. We could maybe ask Rock to look for like really good things that they could be using the glitter for, but yeah, what kind of fun would that be, right?
Right. Not only that, but
What kind of
my mind's
conspiracy
made
would
up
that
on
be?
glitter.
Yeah.
Can no rock change my mind?
Yeah, it's
And
funny, man. I never thought much about it one way or the other, but I hear you.
yeah, you will next time you're at the strip club.
I mean, like you see glitter everywhere. You see it in paint jobs, like I like
Mm.
looking at cars sometimes, the old cars, and they get these paint jobs with all the glitter in them, and it's just like real
I wonder if
dope.
I like, that's why I like matte paint. Like I like matte car paint. I don't like to do it. I'm always,
It might
mm-mm.
be, that reflective quality, there's something special about it. But apparently there's a little more special than we ever even gave it credit for. So
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know. I don't know if any of those could account for all the glitter, but interesting stuff.
I do think the government is the largest purchaser, though. Nothing else would be like
I
CI
wouldn't
level.
bet against you.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I
She
wouldn't
lose
bet
that
against
bet.
you.
Yeah.
You know, we might find out that they've been using it for jet fuel or something.
Yeah, that is one of the things that they say about with the government applications is jet fuel. But besides that, it's the trick radar. Because think about the satellites. Like the satellites are all reflective
I'm
and
just
throwing
saying
off the
using it for
astronomer.
something that we never even like, like never even thought
Right,
of. Like
right.
it really burns it
They
super
use it
efficiently
for
at a high rate, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
they use it for their
Very
like, yeah,
stable,
their
it's a stable
bathroom.
explosive or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Something,
it could
yeah.
be all kind of stuff that we don't know. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean yeah, smart dust,
And
yeah, I can see that.
tracking, yeah, all of
And
that stuff
tracking
is
everything, having everything coded in a little, yeah, I can see that.
so anybody working at the glitter company, you need to walk out.
You need to put on the camera and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, sometimes people you tell them and they're like, but I like glitter. Uh, it's pretty.
All right.
I was gonna say, I don't think the government even is tracking those people though. The it's pretty.
They be tracking everybody. It's not like you could escape the glitter.
That is so true. That
Yeah.
is part of the conspiracy because you cannot get it off of you. I bet you many a man has got divorced because some stripper left glitter on his freaking pants that he couldn't get off.